Start this up. What's going on, guys? Welcome to your ultimate mastermind. This is a wonderful way for us to connect as entrepreneurs and really give our place a space to discuss things that are happening, things that are going on, talk strategy, be able to really put some stuff together. I'm showing up here as a resource because, you know, Sally's one of my up-and-coming entrepreneurs. Woman is absolutely powerful in business, and I want to set her up to be a leader. I've been in this business for a little while now, and I know how to do this kind of stuff. But when there's a bunch of people showing up, we want to absolutely make sure everybody gets a chance to see what it looks like. Omar, what's up, buddy?
Good on, man. How you doing?
Good.
What's going on, Omar?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, how's it going,
Coming to see us at God knows what time out there.
It is 11 o'clock.
That's all good. All right, cool. Perfect way to end the night. So I was just gonna saying here to these guys how I want to show up as an example of what it looks like to hold a space for people who want to talk about their business and want to really get better and really want to keep going up and keep growing. So I don't want to sit here. I'm not going to do all the talking. We're going to kind of like do like a round robin and just sort of pass it over for certain topics and things we want to talk about. But one of the biggest things that are on my mind that I think would be really super powerful, if anybody else wants to challenge that or wants to take it to a different direction, they can. It's 2019 goals. What are we doing? What's the month? What's the 90 days look like? How far has everybody been sort of like doing? I've seen Sally's been just ramping up her ads, and now she's writing stuff again, and she's getting back into the swing of things from Christmas and holidays and baby and all that stuff. So if you guys want to take some time, maybe I don't know, just saying what's on your mind and sharing with us what's going to happen in 2019 for you. If you want, maybe Sally can start and I'll finish. So you go, and then we'll go all the way around back to me.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So for the whole year?
Well, I don't know, year, the month, 90 days, 6 months. Like, how far are you looking, and what are you going to accomplish in that time? No right or wrong.
Okay. Let's just say for the whole 2019, because I don't know if I'm going to accomplish it like in a few months or so. But my goal, I guess dollar-wise, I want to be specific. I'd like to make at least 20K per month, like consistently, and have 10 new members in my team. At least.
Okay, so looking at 10 new people in your team, and then around the $20,000 per month.
20,000
per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And this is like, we have to make sure that these two things are accomplished before the end of the year.
Yeah.
See, like for me, it's different because I'm like you know, in the control room here. So I'm like, okay, cool, I get it. So we're gonna get 10 new team members. That's 10 new quads. That's gonna be like 40 sales, and then she's also gonna be at that $20,000 a month mark. So I understand now where she's at inside of.
I don't know if that's gonna get me to 6A or what, but I want to get to 6A eventually. But like, if you were to calculate that, I don't know if it's gonna get to 6A. But I don't need to know the details. I just know that I want to get to 6A.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to go next? We've got Ray. What's up, buddy? How's it going, man?
Ray.
Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to you, man. It's great to see you. We watched your wife doing karaoke the other night.
Oh, did you watch that?
Yeah, we did. That was awesome.
Very
She got a very talented, very wonderful voice.
Yeah, she does, yeah. And baby's growing up, man.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, he's big.
Yeah.
So, Ray, what we were doing was just setting intentions and setting goals for the year. Sally wants an extra 10 team members and wants to hit $20,000 a month. So we're just going to go around and we're just going to basically talk about no dream too big, no dream too small. It could be 30 days, it could be 1 week, it could be a year. But what have you got? What are your goals? What are your plans? Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Okay, go.
All right, so Danica and I basically sat down and went and crunched all the numbers that we had, and yeah, it's very similar to what Sally's saying. So right now we're at 4A. We have our second line at 2A, and we want to basically bring in 9 trifectas, so 9 new team members and trifectas per month, which will get us, I believe, around $25,000 a month. $30,000 a month, and our goal right now is to hit 90K within the next 90 days, 90K within the next 90 days. And right now we're basically recording as many videos as we can, and we're actually editing one right now, and we're trying to get our custom audiences going for our videos that we have going on. Like I have some videos that have actually reached over 60,000 views right now. So so I'm gonna try to convert that and try to get that all going for myself. And we just created our business page after we talked to Bobby with his numerology, and we created our own Omar and Danica Menzies page, and it's actually doing really good. We're just seasoning it at the moment, and we're creating videos together so that we can then start ramping that up as well.
Awesome, dude. So you basically create a lot of content, you put it out there, get 60,000 views, and at that point you start turning the gaze towards conversion?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Wow.
I like it. I like the way Omar thinks.
Yeah.
I don't know, if something about it just makes me like understand it. So I like it, man. That's awesome. Cool.
Right on, man.
Awesome. Okay, how about Ty, Stephanie?
Sure, I'll go.
Go for it.
So I actually got everything. I got everything in detail here. So I got all.
There you go, Ty.
So February 1st, we're gonna hit 3A, which is 2 more trifectas, and then we got 4A March 1st, which is 5 total more trifectas, which would be March 1st, and then so I'll be quitting my job on my birthday, April 11th of this year, and then we're gonna hit 5A June 1st, 2019, and then we're gonna hit 6A October 1st, and I want to help 24 people start online by the end of this year. So I want to have 24 on my team, and just create a bunch of content and a bunch of 1-minute videos right now. And I laid off the conversion ad for right now because I'm focusing more on my content, because I'm trying to up my ad budget right now, so then I can kind of attack from both ways. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I got two 1-minute videos right now, like crushing it. I'm like 3/4 of a penny per view. So I'm getting lots of views on those. So I'm going to be turning those into conversions pretty soon. So yeah, pretty stoked.
That's awesome, man. That seems really ambitious. I like that. That's a pretty powerful summer, it sounds like. You hit 5A in June, then you grab another 650 sales by the time June and October. So it sounds awesome, man. Like, absolutely, just whatever I can do to support you in that, I'm your man, dude. I will be here. Cool. What about, we have Ray or Stephanie? Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Okay, Stephanie, you hit it first.
Okay, so I have to be honest. I have not yet put out my intentions for 2019. I have a lot going on, and I feel like my head is spinning, and I need to get some organization in my life. So my one goal is to this weekend go get some like construction paper or something, and I'm going to make myself a vision board kind of thing for my business, and kind of just start breaking everything down, because I'm only really 2 months into this, and for December I did nothing. I had family time and I did exams, but I am a student. I can do it full time, and I volunteer and work out and everything, but it's perfect. Like it hit me just the other day, I'm going to class, and this shit works for me while I'm in class or I'm in the library studying. Like, it's just, I haven't, I'm in so many chats, and, I've met you guys, like Bobby and Sally and Ty, and I haven't met you guys down below, but one day. So it really puts it into perspective, like this always just is, at first it was all like, oh, it's just an online thing. Like, it's not real. And you guys are talking about, oh, I'm going to make 20,000 in a month. And I'm like, what? My intention was to make $5,000 in a year. And now I'm like, I actually could make that in a week.
That's easy here.
You can make that
Right?
in a day.
And it's insane. Like, this is legit, and it took me a while to kind of be comfortable with the change, right? Because this is difficult. The next thing I was going to say is that when you say like what my intentions are for 2019, like honestly, I'm becoming a whole different person. Like not really a whole different person, I'm just becoming more authentic to who I'm supposed to be or who I'm meant to be. And I think that I'm just experiencing a lot of, well, not really resistance, but just growing pains. And yeah, I think the only thing like I think for goals right now, I think for 2019, it's to finish my semester and to get going with this online stuff so that I don't have to be stuck in Victoria over the summer, and so that I can take advantage of going to conferences and, that kind of stuff. I see so much value with this, and I think that I have a lot of potential. I just need to keep chipping away at it and be consistent.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you said, because that's the most important, the person you become in the process, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about the money.
Absolutely. It starts off that way where
Yeah, exactly.
then we go in further and realize the person who we are is the reason why we're not being successful. And so we have to grow in order to actually reach that. And this is why businesses fail. We give up. We can't do things. We try something else. We try to find an easy angle. So I hope that you grow through the pains and that you enjoy them, as like they say in working out, that you love the pain and you love the burn, and you have to like get in love with that feeling to know that you're at your limit. So that is a wonderful feeling. And of course, absolutely here to connect with you and do that. I know we have to read your numbers at some point. So that would be like an opening of like, wow, this is what, because you've got that. I remember we looked at your numbers. I'm like, hey, I think she's life path 8. So she's got the entrepreneur spirit in there. So you want to be your own boss kind of feel. So this is it. This is how the universe is answering that call. But yeah, it's going to definitely be that way when we get together for sure. Cool. Yeah, don't give up. Absolutely don't give up. And don't get weird on yourself just because you have a $5,000 goal. Who cares? In my first year in Enagic, I made, I think it was 14 or 13,000. So it wasn't like I was breaking the bank, okay? Like it was like a handful of people. And it was like one every few months. It wasn't really happening the way that I wanted it to, but I had a lot to go through and learn. So, you're
You
not.
also did it the old-fashioned way too.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing the old-fashioned way. We were getting together at people's apartments. We were cramming in there, and we were feeding people water, and then everybody would go to the bathrooms, line up for the bathroom, and it was crazy. It was nuts. And then we were partying after. It was nuts. It was crazy, guys.
You just say you had a water party?
Water parties. We had water parties. Like, come on down. It's all good. Yeah, we're going to show you the business, show you the water. We're going to drink water, have a fun time. We drink or whatever. Like, no.
It
was crazy. It was just nuts. It was just a lot of fun.
Sounds like a really good cult. I want to be a part of it.
That's what people said. Literally, that's what they said. So if you ever want to hear some horror stories about building an Enagic business, let me know. In this case, Enagic is just like the most powerful piece of a much bigger vision. So cool words on that. 2014, never forget. It was a wonderful year. Ray, how about you? What's 2019 going to be like for you, my brother? Oh, we're going to unmute you really quickly.
Well, first, like I start off with growing pain. I believe you guys already know it. They shut down one of my ad, and it was winning. It was giving me leads, but it just got shut down. So I don't know what. I mean, it's been working, and then all of a sudden it gets shut down. So I'm like, well, okay, I kind of don't understand it, but I'm doing another ad to throw out there. Hopefully, it'll start generating leads. And 7 trifectas, my goal for this month.
Let's do it, man. Wow. Then you absolutely want to put about 4 or 5 winning ads out. We got to definitely make sure we hit it running. But my heart goes out to you, man. Having a good ad, and it's got good cost, and the people are coming in, and suddenly that happened to Richard. They shut down everything for him. So they shut everything down out of nowhere. They just broke up with him, and Facebook just like disconnected everything.
They did the same to me, man.
Yeah, same thing happened, Omar. Man, it's just a pain in the butt. But at the reality, it's one of those actual growing situations that you're getting bigger, and you're getting bigger when Facebook wants to pay attention to you. So yeah, and it's just some nerdy kid at a computer just being like, yeah, what the hell is this scam? And then they just got everything down, and it can be that random. I don't know if it was the language you use. I would like to think that we're just going to get better, and that just like God's way of saying, let's come out with a couple of different ads. Let's tell some more stories now. And even take the same ad and just write it in a different way, or just post it with a different picture, or use some different wording and see if it still does the same thing. But 7 times a month, let's do it.
What's funny is it's been working. You know what I mean? It's been working for a long time, and it just all of a sudden it just shuts. And I was like, okay, is there anybody, the one that's overseeing Facebook? Is he new or something? Is he? Where's he been all this time?
You can try to appeal those things. It's like a scratchy battle. I mean, so I like to tell people it's easier to give life to give birth than it is to raise the dead. If they shut your ad down, you may as well just like try to go into a new direction because of the time just for me that it would cost appealing, going in there, talking and trying to figure it out. It may be worth it. I mean, if you're really attached to the ad, but if you are, then there's a problem there. To think, hey, don't attach to an ad, just let it go. Let's grab another one. But it's a nice way of checking how tough your skin is. If you can relate how much it hurts to when an experience like that happens, we know how much more we have to grow. Sooner or later, they'll shut an ad down, shut an ad account, an entire business page, and you'd be like, so what? Screw it. I'll be back up in half an hour. Watch.
Yeah.
You come up with a new page, and you're good to go. And basically, that's it. And if you ever need to make a new page, it shouldn't be that long. It should just
no, exactly. And the thing is too is like when you start a new page, you've grown so much from your previous page that now you could actually have quality instead of quantity, right? So you can actually focus on the actual good people that are out there that are wanting to actually align with you and have the same values, rather than just sending out a likes campaign for people from everywhere. You know what I mean? So that's also something to think about as well.
This just reminds me of what Julian Sherman said, that like I think it was Matthew Jan who had the problem with like his ad, and think about the other people's problem, which is like worse than just they have worse problems in the world. And that's really something.
Tell him to eat. Go.
You're right.
Yeah, man. But still, I like the ambitious goal. I absolutely want to help you crush that. Let's absolutely make that happen, man. So, guys, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like to think that we're all really amping things forward. So, what about next? Anybody else want to take control and see? Is there something on your business or on your mind that you guys want to bring up to the table, or is there a specific challenge that you're dealing with inside of your business that you maybe want to hear what other people are going through? Oh, wait, it's my turn. $500,000 this year, guys. I'm gonna make $500,000, and my business is a little different. I'm going to train my leaders to be independent so that they can run powerful and magic businesses while I do group sessions and live events and retreats. And holy shit, if you guys want to be a part of that, I would be so freaking grateful that we grab a group of people and put them in like an Airbnb for like a week or like a weekend. And we just, oh man, the amount of awesomeness that would be. Oh, I know it's going to happen. Hawaii, it's going to happen. We're going to do it in Hawaii. We got to go to Phoenix. I'm not sure. We're trying to go to the Philippines this year, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of powerful things that are going to happen this year. And yeah, I'm super jacked because I'm just like, I'm doing one of these and like, I'm not coming down. I am not coming down. Boom.
That's your goal?
That's my goal. Yeah, $500,000. I'm absolutely going to make it happen. Yeah. So by the end of the year, it should be like $100,000 a month. So that's going to be kind of tough.
I want to go to El Nido.
Where is that?
Oh,
in the Philippines. There you go. They were supposed to go in December, but now family's like, "Oh, come in April. April will be better to come." So it's like
April will be better.
Cool, guys. So any other challenges? Any other big, huge things? Okay, so I guess my biggest challenge is building my magic business, guys. Like I'm gonna be like straight up. I've got like 106 or 107 sales in my business, and the month I went 100. Was the month after they introduced this new qualification that you also have to have $300,000 worth of sales. And I was at like 272. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Really? And so they're like, no, you got to keep going. So I'm like 7 or 8 sales later. Now I'm on the final $5,000. And it's been like tooth and nail, guys. Like I'm still trying to dial in what my perfect ad looks like and like I seem to be able to write stuff on my personal page, but I mean I'm throwing myself out here to the wolves. Anybody got any wise words or wisdom? Like what do you guys got for me?
You're holding that total number as a pedestal.
Which one? 300,000?
Yeah.
You know, like when you're holding
like
it up like right here. then you're basically, it's this thing that's unattainable, right? Whereas if you just think of it as a normal thing, then all of a sudden it's just going to happen.
That's true. That's true.
But no, I've been in the same boat too, man. Like my mentality right now, I've been down the last little, I don't know, what do you say, like 2-3 weeks. Mindset, I've just kind of been distracted. So I know what I need to do. It's just that there's been so many distractions for me, especially with like Christmas and the holidays and family and New Year's and working and all that kind of stuff. So that is my challenge at the moment. Just trying to get back into the game and be enthusiastic about it. You know what I mean? I see the big number and I know what I need to do. It's just getting myself to actually do it is the burning factor at the moment for myself.
I like it, man. Makes you feel human. I appreciate that.
It's normal. You get your ups and downs, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, what other people don't like about how we present the business too is they later on they'll find out that you want them to go in Magic. It's like a hidden. There's a link that my uncle my Uncle Jeff sent to me, but I didn't share with you guys yet. It's been he gave it to me before the Christmas Eve, last Christmas. But I'll share it with you guys. He was part of I'm assuming he was part of Jay-Z, and then he broke away, and then now because he has a lot of friends from Jay-Z, like even the top leaders like Matthew Jang and Eric Carlson and all them. But I think he's trying to destroy the company.
Well,
that's a distraction, but it's okay. I mean, I'm like, well, all company has that kind of that somebody that wants to destroy just for him to introduce what he has, or what he switched to.
That's difficult, man, because we were looking at him with promise, right? This guy's like a sales director at ACN. He's got like a really powerful business, and then he wants to go off and like start to destroy what Gas is about.
Oh no, not him. No. He just sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
He just sent it to me. Not he just found it. He just found it. And he goes, hey, check this out. But he's still
that he found on the internet, like on Google or something like that.
I don't know exactly where he found it, but it's. I'll give you guys a link if you guys want it.
So like the thing is too, you got to think is like there's a lot of people, like I've even had personal friends that have reached out to me and asked me about the business, and the thing is that they go and Google GAZ, they go and Google Global Affiliate Zone, and the thing is Google is biased. So if they're gonna go and search is GAZ a scam? Well, guess what? Google will show them exactly what they want to see, right? Whereas if they were to look at the success stories for GAZ, they'll show them the success stories, right? They'll show them the people that are actually making money, that are actually happy with the platform and all that kind of stuff. So when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter what they look at because it's all in the wording, right? If a person is going to come at you and say, hey, you're in a scam or this is a pyramid, you move on to the next, right? That's what we're doing here is we're teaching you how to actually, not worry about one single person. What you worry, you don't even have to worry. You're creating content, you're creating ads so that you have a steady flow of people coming to you. So when the person says no, okay,
no big deal.
Not the right person, right? This isn't for you. You're trying to align yourself with the right people that are actually wanting to do something better with their lives. Like I had a guy contact me today. He's like, oh yeah, so what is the like you're asking for my information so you can sell it and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm not going to sell your information, but guess what? If that's what you think, then obviously this isn't for you. We're not in the same mindset, we're not in the same frame of mind. So I said I'm not going to waste my time. I'm looking for quality, not quantity, right? That's basically all
essentially all we're doing is we're just like sifting and sorting. You're trying to find like the right
yeah, exactly. And honestly, like what we found too is when we initially started, like the wording in our ads actually influenced the people that came to us. So once we realized that and changed those little words here and there, we stopped bringing people to us that were you know, desperate and you know, had no money and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden we started
Yeah,
bringing
I'm
people.
getting a lot of that. I'm getting a
Yeah.
lot of that.
Yeah,
So
so
what
that's
was
the
the,
thing.
what was the switch in your language?
You just kind of need to play around with like the wording and stuff, right? And then that way you can then start bringing people from a different
Can you elaborate
from a
on
different
some of
level.
them?
Was that?
Can you elaborate on some of them? Some of the
Yeah, so like
wording that you could.
when we were like one of our first ads, we were talking about, oh, I was desperate to, you know, get out of my my position where I was you know, working 12 hours a day, right? So then all of a sudden that desperation is going to come to a person that, you know, I'm
Yeah, it
desperate
is.
to make money, right? I'm desperate to, you know, not be broke. I'm desperate for this. And then it's like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that corporate person who's actually wanting to break free because, you know, he has so much stress and has so much, you know, responsibility, right? Not the person that has nothing that wants something, right? Because those are the people that are going to say, oh, well, this isn't free. Well, I can't do this. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh, it's a scam because I have to pay $99 a month. So that's when we started just changing some words here and there. And then that way we were able to actually start attracting more, you know, more qualified leads to our business.
That's awesome, man.
I like
So did
that.
you notice that so I guess you would notice that your conversation itself starts to become quite different. You're just talking to different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, you attract.
And so what do you do with a lead? Like when
Yeah.
you're in your box, like do you just transfer them to call or to video, or do you
Me? Are you talking to me?
yeah.
Oh, at the moment I do a mixture of everything, right? It depends on how comfortable the person is. There's been a couple that have, you know, tried to get on the phone with me and nothing, like they're pretty much scared, right? So what I usually do is I just talk over Messenger and I usually do a lot of voice notes. And that way, you know, they can actually hear that I'm a real person, that I actually have, you know, I care about the people that I talk to, right? So that's all I can really do. And if once they get comfortable with it, then, you know, I can advance them to a phone call or a Zoom call. And then from there, you know, I usually don't lead with sending them the webinar just because, you know, I don't really align with the webinar as it is. For a while there, I was actually sending people the Australian one until I found out that when somebody purchased from it, that it was a wrong time zone. So the coaching was then like, you know, like 4 o'clock in the morning instead of, you know, a normal time here in Canada. So
Yeah.
Funny. Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So I kind of tend to stay away from it. I kind of, you know, try to word it as best as I can so that I can show and let them know what it is that we're doing. And then if they're still interested after that, then yeah, I send them the fact sheet or the webinar.
That's awesome. So you basically actually like you do the webinar through conversation.
Yeah, kind of.
That's awesome. I like that. We can consider for sure. And voice notes as well. We'll definitely follow Ali's voice note.
Yeah, I get a lot of those desperation people too. When I'm wording my ad like that, I agree with Omar.
Cool. Stephanie, you put your hand up there?
Oh, yeah. So I was just going to say that this is a pretty interesting topic because I am under Gabrielle Fontaine, and her ad that she made, go back through her timeline and you'll see back in like the end of November or whatever, mid-November when I got on, and how I was totally captivated by what she had to say. And it was something around the lines of just what you guys are talking about, you know, that feeling of you're in a place, you know, you have potential, but you're stuck there for some reason, you know, but the barriers, whether it be in your mind or external or whatever, like can prevent you. But really it doesn't have to prevent you. You just have to take the step or like take the leap. And if you fall, you fall, but get up and crawl and then walk and run.
Absolutely.
And that kind of thing. Right. And so I totally like, I just went for it. Like I'm so eager and just jumped right in. And then when I found out about the money and everything, I was okay. And then with the cost, and then I'm like, I don't know. I just keep taking the time to learn about it before I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want anything to do with it. And I think a lot of that is to attract people who are open-minded, you know?
Absolutely.
Even if you don't, I think it's been mentioned before, just keeping that consistency with your page so that people, you know, you've made that contact with them. They can still follow your page and see what you're about.
Mm-hmm.
And
They can evolve with you.
Yeah, see? Last thing I was going to say is I actually recently, the first post that I made was all about how, you know, I've struggled, you know, I never thought that I could go anywhere or whatever, right? Just trying to give some background as to who I am and where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple leads, but the one mainly that I've been communicating with is in that same situation of not having any, not, you know, totally stuck, no finances, no support, you know, sick, single mom, or, you know, struggling with kids and all this kind of stuff. So just creating a relationship and being there, like that's been mentioned before too, right? Like if they are someone that's not serious, I mean, you're saying like don't want to waste your time, and that's totally 100% like valuable. But yeah.
Well, like I think too, where that comes in is like the follow up, right? Like always have like maybe like once every couple weeks, just say, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Instead of like spending every day talking to them and like, you know, dealing with their worries and their issues and all that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because Danica has actually had people that have signed up underneath her that you know, she talked to for months, right? So but like that just takes a lot of time away from people that are actually eager and wanting to do this, right? So but I think with the follow-up, let's say like on your chat bot, then you can always just say like, and every couple of weeks, like, hey, just wanted to follow up and see how everything was going, you know, things like that, right? Just a little small, you know, show of like appreciation that they actually reached out to you type of thing, right?
Yeah, and something was mentioned in a previous webinar. I don't know if it was, I can't remember when, but anyways, so instead of just sending like follow-ups too, but doing that and sending something like, say, just motivational video or
an article or something like that.
Yeah, like something of that has substance to it.
Values,
Yeah, you lead with value, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or you say, hey, I got this cool video. I think you like it. Here's the link. Check it out, right?
Well, exactly. Like all the things that you see on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like the things that motivate you. Like if you're watching like a morning affirmation or a morning gratitude session or things like that, just always save them and share it with people. Because if you enjoy it, I'm sure they will have value. And if it actually improved your life or improved your day, then that could also improve theirs too, right?
Yeah. Cool.
And one thing that I learned too is don't be afraid to share your struggles, because that's how people relate, right? Because you don't always have to share all like the highs, right? Because a lot of people, all they share is like the highlight reels and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can get vulnerable and real and you bring out your feelings and that, that's how people relate to you. And they get more connected, right? Because they're like, okay, he's human too, right? Like he's
real.
He like exactly, and then it's like he's no more different than I am, or she, or vice versa, right? So
yeah.
Well, when you say that too, the first thing that comes to my mind is, you know, how we always talk about with social media or with any of this, it's always so like great and flawless and filters and this and that, but for like if you take the aspect of like mental health, for instance, and say there's someone like in this community, God forbid, whatever, right? Like someone who struggles and struggles and struggles off camera, you don't see that, but to actually take that process and to be like maybe reveal the veil to show people that, you know what, like it is so hard to even just get from point A to point B in a day, but to be positive, you know, like it's raw and genuine that I think that more people, or just people might relate more, you know, not more, but just to really relate to that, you know.
Absolutely.
Hey, Omar.
Yep.
You're targeting. What type of people do you usually target?
Honestly, my wife and I, when we do it together, we target families, and we target families that have children the same age as ours. And then when I started, I initially started with oil field, but I've evolved to a lot of different things. So I have a target audience of like, you know, I think probably like 5 or 6 different targets, from like, you know, affiliate marketing to, you know, entrepreneurs, business owners, and things like that. So things that, you know what I mean? Like, cause I own my own business, right? So I want to connect with people that are in the same boat, because really a regular business is like, basically you're just creating your own job, right? And then you have all the extra hours that you got to put in, you have all the extra finances that you have to take care of. And reality, you know, there's no leverage there, like not like what we're doing here with a platform that runs for you 90% automated, right? So that's why this resonated with me, because, you know, I was working 7 days a week, right? And a lot of other business owners are doing the exact same thing, right? So that right there helped me get into a different target audience that actually have, you know, money to start, right?
Like, what's your age group usually? Like, is it from 28 to
Yeah, I do from
44?
I'm 33, so I go from like 28 to, let's say, 42 to 45.
Mm-hmm.
You're 28?
33.
Oh, 33. Oh, okay.
I wish I was 28.
No, I'm 38.
Okay. No, yeah. So I usually target between 28 to around what, 42? Yeah. I think 42 is what it is.
Yeah, mine's like 28 to 44.
Yeah. So like when I
But yeah, you're right about desperation. Those are the leads I'm getting,
yeah.
and a lot of my leads. So
yeah. So that, yeah, like I said, like when I initially started, I had a post about you know, working on the rigs, and you know, I got a lot of leads, but a lot of them were guys that maybe didn't last on the rigs, and then were still like struggling financially, you know what I mean? And it, you know, it wasn't a good situation. So it's like, oh, well, how can I do this? And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, well, it's a business, so it costs money to start. And it's like, oh, okay, well, no, I can't do that, right? So once I switched it over to actually talking about family and things like that, and what else was it? Kind of just getting rid of those, you know, negative words. I think if you go into the training with Tyler Caldwell, yeah, so there's a training that is in Tyler Caldwell's group there, and there is a translator that you can actually look at how positive your post is.
Oh yeah, I know that one. I've been using that one.
So yeah, try to maybe try to figure out what the negative words are in there, and just try to change them over. And a
lot of my ads are usually neutral or something, or positive.
Yeah, so if they're neutral, you want to maybe switch it up so that they can be in the positive, right? I think he said 0.8 is the positive.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So yeah, no, that's really that was the first little thing that we tried doing when we first started, and it made a huge difference for us. So
thank you.
Of course.
I was just gonna say too, along with that, it was I just did up another ad, and you know, the words of saying like, if you're ready to change, or contact me if you want to know more.
Yeah, don't use the word if. Like, no.
Yeah.
Don't use the word if.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think Tyler was talking about that too. Instead of like finishing it off with like comment info below, or comment freedom or something like that. I think what he was saying was, you know, ask a question like, how does that make you feel? You know what I mean? So, and then when people comment on your post, you're actually getting deep into the conversation, right? Or they will even just DM you and then tell you their whole life story. I think what's happening right now is that the algorithm is changing so that they're kind of restricting the reach of people that are putting info, like comment info or share this post or you know, things like that. So try to keep away from those types of words, because then your reach will be limited.
That's really interesting. How about can someone tell me what's been going on? I haven't been watching the videos. I know that we've got a new platform or some, like I had to agree to my thing. And like,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, so did I.
So who knows the tweet version of this?
For what?
I wouldn't say we do. We're still going through the training.
So am I. I'm still going through it.
Me too. I'm still going through.
It's good training though. I enjoy it. Like right now, we're doing the editing training with Dakota.
That's good.
So it's good. It's really good. Like we purchased. Well, we didn't purchase. We subscribed to Adobe Premiere, and we didn't know how to do it. Like yeah, that's kind of where my emotional downfall kind of came, because I'm just like, I got all these videos and I wanted to make them look good, and you know what I mean? Like I did like 6 videos in a couple days, right? And then all of a sudden, like, they weren't turning out on my phone, like they were just pixelated and looked bad. And I was working with Tyler as well, and you know, I was being compared to like these, you know, like Garrett and Alicia, and you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? I don't have the time to do the things that they're doing, right? So I think that's kind of where my emotional downfall came. And then so yeah, no, we were using Premiere, but now Dakota has training in the back office for both Premiere and Final Cut for Mac, and iMovie, which is the free one, and then it has Final Cut, and it's
How about for Android?
Was that?
What do you suggest for Android?
Well, he does it mostly for computers.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think he has some, just go into the back office and he'll show you the different options that he has for what's back there. But I think, like, even with like a lot of the training back there, there's a lot of stuff on mindset. I know that what's his name? Aaron Fraser, he has one of his videos in the back there as well that he only had for his clients and his team. And I haven't watched it yet, but I heard that it was actually pretty good. So it's more of like finding your, you know, like what it is that got you here and where you want to go. Kind of like the same conversation that we were having earlier. What's your intention and you know, continuing moving forward.
Man, you guys
so there's a lot of good value. I have to say that. It's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, because like things get out of hand pretty quickly, and next thing you know, it's the holidays, and like, man, it just gets crazy. So, how much did Premiere Pro cost you?
Premiere Pro, it was $20-something a month.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I was back in the day when I used to steal these programs. So like I had like the full like pirate version, and I was creating powerful slideshows. When like the computer broke, and then now it's all changed in Windows 10. So I'm like, I may as well just go legit. But I know buying it's like a good couple $100. I know Premiere Pro like that. I know it. I went to BCIT for that. So like I know exactly what happens inside of that program. I know I should get it again. But now we have a Mac, so we should use iMovie, because iMovie like people who didn't even know what they were doing were like blowing me out of the water with their videos. I'm like, Mac, like, you know, can't even like, you know, compete with an Adobe like education. But
I don't know if you can do the progress bar with iMovie.
No,
that's the thing. So what I did, because I have a Windows laptop, so I use this VSDC video editing software. It's completely free and just download on the internet. And then
what is it?
What's that?
SDC.
What was that?
VSDC free video editing software. It's for Windows.
VE.
VSDC.
You think you could text it?
Yeah, sure.
All right, thanks.
VSDC. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, like, because when I've been doing my 1-minute videos, because I got like an iPad and I got an iPhone and that, but what I do is I got a DSLR too, so I'll shoot it on my DSLR, and then I'll take the memory card out, and then I'll upload it to my phone with one of those card reader things. And then I got to edit it in iMovie, and then I got to take it in InShot, then I can trim it, and then I can have the headlines and the thing.
I've never even done it.
And I got Dropbox over my laptop, and then I can open up the VSDC, and then I can go to rev.com, submit it, get the captions, add the red bar, publish the final product, and we're good. So
you're crazy.
But it works. It works. I can do it in like 15 minutes, so it's good.
That's awesome, man. Good for you.
Yeah. That's practice, but we got her down pat. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
That's awesome.
That sounds like a guy from Back to the Future, Doc. Crazy, working stuff in the background.
Yeah. Well, no. I was experimenting because I ran into a problem because I wanted to drop these on Instagram, but I had the wrong file type, and then I spent like 3 hours researching the file type. Whereas it would save on my laptop as like an MP3 file or something. Or some kind of whatever it was, but it has to be an MP4 for mobile or which complies with Instagram and their sizing and everything, and the format that you're able to upload it, because it has to be a certain file type, otherwise it wouldn't work. So yeah,
Craziness.
Yeah, that's awesome. That one's a pretty polished
but
video.
then the cool thing is too that you can add those video in like your stories, right? Facebook and Instagram, right? So you can add it there, because I have a bit more following on my Instagram, so that's kind of where people that follow me, that they view my stuff, because the cool thing is too that you can track who views your stories, right? Because that photo will pop up like their face, right? And then it lists all the people, right? So you can kind of know who's keeping an eye, or vice versa, kind of on like your on your personal page and that, without going like kind of aside from your advertising. So
yeah. So another thing too with Instagram is when I do stories on there, there's polls. So you can do polls. So let's say you post a couple pictures, and like you can send them through a sequence. So you know what I mean? Like when I first started, I know you can't do this anymore, but I posted pictures on my checks and stuff, right? And then at the end, I would say, do you want to learn how to make money online? And then I do a poll, and the people that click yes, you can see them. So then you message them, right? So it's like instant leads, right? So like you can just send them through a sequence of questions, right? Like, hey, blah blah blah. Like, are you tired of commuting back and forth to work? You know what I mean? And then the next slide would be like, are you tired of not making enough money or something like that? And at the end, all of a sudden, it's just like, want to learn how to leverage a 90% automated system? Yes or no? You know what I mean? And the people say yes. There you go, right? So those are different methods that we have used to generate leads and stuff like that.
I just realized something. There's like 3 Balaj directs here in this chat.
Oh yeah, there you go. Us 3, cool. Yeah. And then Ray's direct to us.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and then Stephanie's in Gabriella's team.
Yeah.
Cool, nice. That's awesome, guys. We're like the next generation of like Balaj leadership. This is powerful.
Gonna blow up.
Direct into Balaj.
So you're older.
So what about Instagram? Do people do the Instagram business, or do you guys just like run it like a personal profile?
I do business.
So you spend money on Instagram?
No.
So just for analytics and stuff.
Yeah. So the for Instagram, for you to be able to have the analytics, you have to go business.
You're also able to spend money at that point too, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like when you're posting ads, you can have them. Let's say if you have a video that's 1 minute, you can actually post your ad with Instagram included. So then all of a sudden, people on Instagram are seeing your ads as well.
Nice.
That's the bonus of having.
You just gotta get under the 60-second. You gotta
you gotta get right under there. And then if you do like, let's say 15, I think it's like 15-second ones, you can do stories.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Yeah, Facebook too, same thing here.
Yeah,
like personal.
So
page.
it's it's a good little snippet, because like I spend a lot of time on my stories, and the thing is too, like with your Instagram, like the posts are like your content, and your stories is the back. You know what I mean? Like that's like when it's uncut. Like when, let's say I get up and all of a sudden I have an idea and I just go on there and I talk, right? So that's what the stories is for, because they get the actual behind the scenes view. Whereas the content, like the actual posts are more of like the edited version, where it's like, everything's perfect, right?
The more kind of refined, right?
Exactly, yeah. Whereas the stories, you get into the back, and it's like, you can actually have a one-to-one with people, and you can actually get into like, the more thick of it, right? I know that's where Alicia gets a lot of her stuff from, like her leads, because she's a Instagram queen, man. She's good.
Food for thought. That's awesome.
Yeah, like especially for you, Bobby. Like you're good at talking and stuff, right? So like even getting onto like the stories for your what do you call it, your numerologies and stuff. Like even before you get on your numerologies, just say, hey, I got I'm talking to these people from Australia. They have a group of like, I don't know, 100 people or 50 people or 40 people, and then all of a sudden you can just take a couple screenshots afterwards, right? And then just kind of show the value of what you're doing, right?
Social proof.
I definitely want to start doing that.
Be careful what you wish for. It might just blow up in your face.
That's how you get to $500,000 a year, bud.
Exactly. You gotta break the form and get out there a little bit. But
absolutely.
I've been turning into group sessions. There's been 15 to 20 people at a time inside of one session, and I go for like 3 hours. And they're all $111 to be there. So it's nuts, guys. It's crazy.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
definitely would suggest that for your teams. You guys want to put in like 15 to 20 people in there. We'll just align and line up everyone. It's a crazy, powerful training. I even have it on my YouTube. I put all the replays. So in case you guys are ever curious to see what happens there, but wow, it's nuts. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Yeah, Instagram stuff, pretty crazy. Premiere Pro as well. That's awesome, man. But hats off to Ty for MacGyvering his way in video. That's nuts.
Back and forth.
That's back and forth. Like everybody's involved there. That's crazy.
Well, the thing is, like, because I started with iMovie because iMovie I can work with how to edit my video because I try to do my videos in one take, but like I'll take like 2 or 3 stabs at it, and then I'll just move on to something else. Like I'll like go into like a different topic, but yeah, it's just the whole MacGyver thing, and yeah, it's been. But I figured it out, so I found what works for me. So, but Dropbox is like the key. That's like the missing ingredient is Dropbox. Because I was trying to like email an A or something, then I guess like you can only send like 25 megabytes in an email. And I was like, okay, well that's useless. So then I tried Google Drive, then Google Drive wouldn't work for me, and then I got Dropbox, and then Dropbox worked perfect. So, and the cool thing is too, when you go to rev.com to get your captions, it automatically populates Dropbox for you. So you don't have to go digging for it. It's just like boom, it's there, and then upload, and then they send it back in like 6 minutes, and you got all your captions and that. So
nice.
Crazy.
Yeah, works good.
So 15 minutes, eh? You can get it down.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes, depending on, well, it depends how much I have to edit my video. Otherwise, I can, because if I send it to Rev first, and then I can get everything else set up, and then by the time I get back to Rev, pop it in, boom, publish, done. So
That's crazy. You should run a training on that, man.
But
Yeah, I know.
It's all practice, right? Because I couldn't do it. Like the first couple times, I spent like hours. I mean hours. But and then that.
Well, that's persistence, man.
Yeah, and then it shows you with like repetition and everything, right? And then when you kind of, because you got to master one skill, right, before you move on to the next one, right? And then like that was the whole realization for me. It's like, okay, if I can get good at this, then I can implement this, and this will make this easier. And then I can put this in here, which will make this easier. It's like a whole like domino effect, right? It's just
yes. Yeah.
And then the whole thing opens up, and then you're like, holy shit, like I can crank these out fast. So I'm just like, here, I set the tripod on the camera, I'm just shooting videos and that. And then I guess somebody was saying there, then they're like, oh yeah, you should go in different locations. I'm like, Jesus fuck, what did I do?
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I think that I mentioned that in training. It's like, yeah, try to move around location. I'm like, I shot like 25 videos, like literally like right here, and I was like, oh my god. So,
that's awesome.
It's all good learning experience. So
I've got this program that does the Doodle. It's called Doodly. Have you guys ever heard of that one?
No, I haven't.
I heard of it. Yeah.
It's like I'm just trying to find it right now because I know I have it here somewhere. But you can make a video of like where things are just like moving around the screen, like someone's just drawing stuff. And I made a small one, and I'm not sure if I can show you. Yeah, I can. So this is basically just like a cool little thing I thought it might be kind of neat to share with you guys. So what it does is you can basically like talk about whatever you want inside of a chalkboard, and then let's see if I can play this and show you guys what it looks like. So if I go preview, basically it looks like this. So you can just type in what you want it to say, and then it'll start drawing, and then what pictures you want, and then it just basically puts the words you want over top of it. And it's pretty cool to think that this isn't I could put like a voiceover over this, and I was like trying to think like, what would I do if I was having a conversation and trying to teach someone? Apparently this stuff has pretty cool merit to it. So I was like, I was thinking about like diving into it and trying to use it somehow, but didn't know exactly to what extent, but thought it was kind of neat, right? Like,
that's cool.
You just watch it, and you can put your own pictures in there, and it'll draw those for you. So like vectorize everything that you're going through, and basically, I was like, how do I tell a story in a story?
Hey, is that your Magic ID number right there?
Yeah, right. And this, no, I was trying to like think, we're born as human beings, and like, and then they keep on bombarding all these like, ads and like brands on us, and they're trying to turn us into like a barcode, right? So I was like just trying to think in my head what that conversation would look like, and inside of a video, and I was just messing around, but I thought it was kind of neat. I thought it was kind of neat to share. It was only like $60 for the program, But I was like, you know what? Even if I never use it, at least it's pretty cool. But I think I want to at some point, like dive into being creative like that. Who knows, right?
Absolutely, man. I've seen it before. I've seen it advertised on Facebook, and I actually wanted to get it because I envision like even just do like an ad or even like a webinar, even. You know what I mean? Because like I've seen ones where they do like a cartoon, like a colored cartoon.
Yeah.
And then you can just walk them through the whole sequence, right? And then with your voiceover, you can kind of show them from start to finish what this is all about, right?
Yeah. I wonder what I would start with. I think I'd start with the voiceover and then just draw to that. I think that might be the best idea. But
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought you guys might find value in that.
Absolutely, man.
Totally.
So anything else, guys? Anything else really cool you want to say before you wrap up? I want to thank you guys for showing up. I mean, honestly, for me, for Sally, and for Ray, on behalf of our team, like it makes me feel like we've got support and community to get things through. I could see some light bulbs going off in Ray's head when we were talking about the advertising wording, and then even for me learning about like how like you guys put your videos together. And it's just like, man, this is so cool to gather around the new age digital campfire, like however it looks. Yeah, it's crazy that we're all in our own comforts of our own homes here. So anybody else have anything else they want to say or put on there before we close this thing off?
I got one thing. So I don't know if I should talk about this, but I'm going to say it anyways. So I ran to this, I need some advice. So I ran to this coaching guy on Instagram, right? And he's like this master closer guy, right? And I looked at his program. It looked interesting. But so it's kind of like 2 sessions a month kind of thing, like mastery, like sales and closing and that. And it's about $1,000 a month for 2 sessions. And I'm kind of like, that's a little nuts. Like, that's a little crazy for what it is. But I'm not sure if that's something like I'm ready for yet, kind of where I am, because I'm still trying to like find my avatar and leads.
Oh my! No.
Here, Ty, before you go any further, Ty, there's in the back office, I believe, GPM.
Yeah.
There is that video series for The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
So it's the power of persuasion and influence. I believe it's what it's called. And
Street line persuasion, SLP.
Was that?
Straight line persuasion.
There you go. That's what it is. And what's his name again?
Michael Burnoff?
No, Jordan Belfort.
Belfort, yeah, Jordan Belfort. So he's a guy that was in The Wolf of Wall Street, like the character. Like he is a master of closing, and he even says in the video, he's like, you can't use, like, I can't remember how he worded it, but some of the tactics that he teaches you are illegal. You know what I mean? Where it's like if you can't use it for ill will. So it's free.
Yeah,
it's free in the back office, and he's one of the best closers in the world. So instead of paying a guy like
I know.
Here's the thing, Ty, is that you got to think yourself as this. You know that's something that you can be doing within the next couple of years. You know what I mean? Creating a course like that to provide for your people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of paying for somebody else to coach you, learn the skill and then coach somebody else.
Yeah. I appreciate that because
don't spend the money doing that.
I want to get like an outside opinion kind of thing. So,
who is it by chance? Just so I know.
Zach Dixon. Do you know him?
Never heard of him. No, never heard of him.
Rohan Seth at all or no?
No.
One of Balaz's friends. So.
Cool. I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's everything's a learning experience, and even if it doesn't turn into profit, at least you know. But for me, I'd be leaning a little bit more towards, and I do this all the time because I have people on my team who want to invest in training and get this and that. And then I remember Cameron George's words. He's like, all you need is here. Like, don't go into anything else. You've got multi-millionaires working for you and using the exact same program. It's like trying to get real estate advice, and we're not even in the real estate game. So closers and closing, it's like the coaches will close up for you, and it'll turn into something else. Conversely, you should be spending 10% a year of your income on personal development. So you should find something, Awaken, some this, and gas
I've been to Awaken. Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
That's good, yeah.
It comes from the top. I would say that it's good. It's clean to go. But for me, I'm with Balaj. I'm on Balaj's team. So when he says jump, I'm gonna jump because I'm following his vision for global prosperity movement. So if he says it's good, I'm gonna say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna follow in his likeness. Just because that's the mentorship I've chosen. So if you feel like, oh my God, this guy Zach is so amazing, then there may be something in there for you. But if we're just kind of peering into it, it's more.
Yeah, I'm just kind of peering into it, just kind of like kind of scratching my chin, kind of thing. So
cool. Yeah, good job.
YouTube is a wonder of wealth because it's all free.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of stuff that's on there that is great.
Yeah, I remember. I remember coming to that conclusion after I went to BCIT. I'm like, I should have just gotten really good at YouTubing because after the class, I would go to YouTube and figure out how to do the lesson, and it would show me. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like another thing too is we found because we have obviously children that go to the library, is that if you go to your local library, a lot of them have a resource of information like that you can sign out videos and education stuff. I know here in Saskatoon they have it where they actually had a couple courses that we were able to actually take if we wanted to. So
cool.
If that's and it's free, right? You just sign up to the local library and you can actually take out all those things, books and everything too, so you don't have to pay for them.
Crazy. I'd like to think that if the guy's charging $1,000 for 2 sessions, that he's probably pretty good. But at the same time, is it relevant to you right now? That yet to be determined. And I like to think that Omar's got a good sense of gut, like this feeling that's just like, stuff. So if he says something with that much level of like, don't do it, I would probably just want to listen just based on that.
Yeah. Well, especially too, it's like I've never even heard of the dude, right? So I'm not saying that I'm an expert of anything, right? But it's like I would rather spend $1,000 for, let's say,
ad budget or
Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
Go read the 10X. That's a great selling book. Anything that has to do with Grant Cardone, read it or listen to it with audio, and you're good to go.
Well, I appreciate your guys' feedback, so I appreciate that a lot. So
nice. Yeah, you help us out with doing that. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate all you guys.
Thank you for all the tips.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the tips. Just blew my freaking mind. I'm gonna post a recording up for everybody who missed it, and then what we'll do is we'll maybe just keep a list of them somewhere. Maybe I'll just start a YouTube playlist or something, so you have something to fall back on. But if you guys ever want to share this with your teams, it would be nice if one day we're just looking at this and there's like 150 people here and it's like a weekly gather where we just all just share like war stories and stuff. And
can I actually add some of my team on this thing?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We absolutely want to grow this for sure.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
All right, guys. I'll definitely be organizing like a private session for a group session for the group as well in case you guys want to do the numerology stuff. Steph, you want to add in?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Sweet. Cool, guys. All right. Well,
make moves.
I've got another group session in like about an hour and a half. It happens from now. In 2 hours in Australia. There's about 20 people in there. It's gonna be nuts.
You're crazy.
At midnight, the midnight.
Hopefully, I'm not gonna.
Wonder.
All right, guys. I love you and leave you, and I appreciate you guys so much.
I think we're gonna call Bobby Midnight Madness.
That's what's up. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.